Hi, I'm Matt Harrison, President of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, and today it's my great pleasure to introduce to you someone who we've been very much looking forward to coming, a very special person, and that is Chaplain Greg Williamson. Welcome to the Missouri Synod's International Center, Greg.
Well, thank you very much. It's a joy to be here.
Greg is our new Chief Mission Officer. The last convention put in place the new structure, and part of that structure was to shift all the program under the President's office through a Chief Mission Officer. And we conducted an extensive search, and we had quite a number of names. And then we thought, you know, we really need to look to our military chaplain, somebody with a lot of training in organizational management, perhaps, and see what we can find. And lo and behold, the Lord provided Colonel Williamson for us in a remarkable fashion. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Greg, will you?
Sure. I'm a graduate of Concordia College in Portland, now a university, and St. Louis, a graduate from seminary here. I spent 3 years in a parish in Utah, and then went on active duty in 1986, and I've been on active duty around the United States and overseas until arriving here. I have a wife and 2 sons, 2 daughter-in-laws, and a granddaughter.
Fantastic. So where were you serving most recently?
I was in Korea at United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, and U.S. Forces Korea. It was a great opportunity to serve with folks from all the services and also with our Korean allies. A wonderful experience.
Tell us about some of the things you've done over the last couple of decades in the military. I'm looking forward to training our staff here in parachute jumping. Can we do that?
Yeah, sure, you can do that. Yeah, I am a master parachutist. That's one of the things I had to pick up along the way. However,
if I tried that, you would have to pick up things along the way.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's very true. But as you mentioned, most recently I was in Korea in U.S. Forces Command. Before that, I was at the National Security Agency and worked with a great group of folks, just wonderful guardians of our freedoms on a different frontier. Mm-hmm. Before that, I was in training and in operations at our largest operational command in the United States Army at Fort McPherson, Georgia. It's called U.S. Forces Command. And before that, I was doing tactical ministry at Fort Bragg, Fort Campbell, and years ago with basic training at Fort Leonard Wood. Along the way, I received formal military education, most recently at the Army War College through their distance learning program, and before that, Commander General Staff College at Leavenworth. So it's been a great experience for me, and I've really enjoyed the ministry.
Well, it's an amazing thing. When we were first talking to Greg, and we didn't know him, I didn't know you before this transpired in this last year, and we brought him in for a conversation, and Greg said, well, most chaplains study CPE, clinical pastoral education, ethics, or those kind of things when they do continuing education. He studied management and operations at the Army War College, and he quipped, I worried that once I retired, that my church would have no use for me.
Yeah. That's very true.
So we have a little $70–80 million operation that can use you very well, I think. Yeah. So tell us about your life as a missionary chaplain, and what do you see transferring into this work from that former missionary activity?
Okay. Most recently, I want to share one experience I had most recently in Korea, which we believe is unique. I had the opportunity to baptize one of the Swedish delegation's babies, a newborn, on the demilitarized zone in Korea. So we think it's the first ever. They're a neutral nation, so we're looking for a Lutheran pastor. So I got to share the gospel with them and do this sacramental ministry with one of their children. It was wonderful. That was a great experience most recently. The other experience I've had is meeting service members one-on-one and sharing with them the gospel of Jesus Christ in a very personal way. That has been the paradigm that the Army chaplaincy has used for a long time in unit ministries. Furthermore, I've been able to talk about ministry and our own confessional theology with a variety of chaplains who are not from our own Lutheran tradition. And that has been a wonderful experience also, to share with them the richness of our own Lutheran traditions and our confessional history.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about our military chaplains. We have really fantastic people who have served in very key positions. Mark Steiner right now is a chaplain to the Joint Chiefs of Staff. We have Jonathan Shaw, who's serving in a very significant position.
Yes.
And I think you were in charge of deployment in Afghanistan, the chaplains in Afghanistan?
When I was at U.S. Forces Command, I was the operational and training chaplain. And so all those who were deploying was part of my mission and ministry to ensure that those units had the right chaplains, that they were prepared and trained to go and minister in a combat environment. And those two chaplains you mentioned are friends of mine and doing great ministry at a senior level.
Yeah, fantastic. So tell me about what you've experienced over the years. You've met wonderful people, non-LCMS, LCMS, but you've told me about the quality of LCMS men out there.
Oh, our chaplains are wonderful. And they have received mentorship from oftentimes from wonderful leaders. That is a rare experience, and one that I hope our church begins to use more frequently. Their experience in leadership at a operational level and a strategic level, I think, could be well used within our church in a variety of ways. And so my plug is for district presidents and others to take a look at those chaplains as they retire, and to really look at some of the skills that they can bring to help with ministry from a different perspective. Furthermore, I think those chaplains who are at a tactical level, I really ask our folks out there to pray for them, because they have a tough ministry. Many of them have been deployed multiple times in harm's way, and although they're not ministering primarily to Lutheran folks, they're bringing the gospel of Jesus Christ to people who are very much in need. And it's a wonderful ministry that I think I can say without reservation is something that every one of our lay folks out there can rejoice in, that ministry that they're doing day in and day out. I'm real proud of them.
And it's even the case with Don't Ask, Don't Tell being repealed, that a number of our chaplains are staying in precisely so they can have influence to make sure that our chaplains with their convictions can continue to serve with consciences unimpeded. So we are really, I think you can see why we're so happy to have Greg on board. He's going to help us raise the level of excellence on everything we do, all international, national operations, everything we do in this place. And we're so fortunate to have him. So, Greg, let's go strap on a couple of parachutes, shall we?
Okay.